How about our March 6 anchored VWAP? Yeah, that's still in play. You're getting traders actually still having belief in trends developing. So that's the opportunity, is looking for the sharp reversals, and they pay. Because if they're not sharp reversals, you're not getting that everyone's wrong type reaction. And when you get a whole group get out, that drives price. I think one of the beauties of being an intraday trader is being unencumbered by any sort of attachment to existing positions. The effort and time required to manage those is a huge advantage. And so you want to be able to press that advantage. Greater commitment on the long side in these areas down here. There's a lot more interest in initiating some longs in here. Yeah, the market came off, but I don't think those longs cared terribly much about it. So what are these longs then leaning on this monthly VWAP? I have very little data to work with, but that's what is perhaps likely. Now, if there's a lot of short inventory in here, and yet the overall most recent theme is that we're happy to hold, then there's a good chance we'll get some short fueled movement to the upside. Now, we have a cluster of short inventory, which is basically down to our March anchored VWAP, or in the current profile, their views are actually quite polar opposite to have such a gap there. That's perfect. So I welcome this move to the downside right now. All right, so the great thing about this is have a think about all the traders who now think the markets are in a short-term trend to the downside, and they want to commit to that, and they'll come in and go short here. So beauty, that's good enough for me to throw something on the long. No probing. So my probe is offside, so I might just ping that. So that's the driving force for me. Do those longs who've held liquidate? I don't see them liquidating, so I'm long for the second time. All right, so this isn't working. I'll just get out of that again. So the main takeaway for me so far is that, okay, well, we've pushed down. I don't really see, other than some very, very weak hands, I don't see longs exiting. I don't know where their uncle point is, or where the uncle point is for many of them. And the market might be trying to find that out, in which case it'll continue drifting downwards. All right, here comes some selling. Finally, that's some liquidation now. Let's see if I can get on the other side of that. So I've had now 3 goes on the long side. The only thing I can think of is, okay, US equities down heavily, ASX down heavily. Does that mean Hong Kong's also going to be down heavily, and there's some relationship there? So perhaps that's what traders are waiting for. Orders here in the book that the market's wanting to gravitate towards, just getting into those now. So now you are getting some liquidation. So I might get a bit of, here we go. So into our transition area, once I started to see all of this, I went, okay, I'll jump in. Now the fact that it paid as well as it did versus where I got in is luck. And there's that liquidation that I was talking to you about. So if I'm trying to capture some exiting order flow, which is putting pressure on price, then I actually want to see liquidation.
So long, suckers.
The buyers say to the shorts, this here where we stopped, that's where we transitioned to lots of buyers. So those buyers, in the words of Toto, so now you start to realize what is going on. They're playing the link to Hong Kong, because Hong Kong's down 300. And remember what I said today? I don't know about any real correlations anymore. Hello, uncrowded trade. Let's suck them into the it's a sell-off with everything else play and jam them. Confident in my read, i.e. let's get the other side of those looking for a correlation. So not out yet. Why? Because if you're going to make hay while the sun shines, these guys are going to absolutely jam those shorts, because there's tons of them in here. Got pretty congested around this area, two-sided. It hasn't convincingly moved to the upside following that. Got a bit carried away there and have an ad at the high, which I better get out of because that's just shite. Okay, what happens here? All right, so no liquidity on the move down. Now remember, a lot of believers to the short side will be going, this is a retracement, and we'll lean on all of this acceptance. So here's the bait. Look, it really is not going to continue higher. So I've gone in again, and I'm at least on side with that ad. But again, if that switches to offside because this isn't clear yet, I'll just bail again. And my rationale is that I think that if you're going to cook the shorts, why don't you well and truly cook them? Now, I did take a little bit of profit because, see that? But no way am I taking the whole lot off. Now we can hurt shorts by going back down again, getting more in, and then doing the whole thing again. So how this moves here to hurt the shorts, that's what I'm obviously trying to work out, hard right edge. So the pain for the shorts continues. Now the market has accepted higher prices. Pain, pain, pain. Now with all of that two-sided trading, not a bad spot to take some profits. Hasn't that been anchoring the market to the downside? So taking some money